Today I'm going to do another video on what I eat in a day. I've actually lost 33 pounds as of this morning on Trim Healthy Mama. And I'm just going to have you follow me along if you're interested today and see what I eat. So I start off with a cup of coffee and I make this myself. It's very good. And then today I'm going to be having a healthy smoothie. So I bought this little Hamilton Beach blender. It's just a little hand blender on Amazon about 6 months ago. I really like it. It's just the perfect size for a smoothie. It's also the perfect size for a Ninja Creamy. So if you make those at night, mine works perfect. So I'll link it in my Amazon store if you're interested. But if you have something that you know you can use and it's easy, it'll just make the job a lot easier. So let me show you how I do this. Now, I have lots of bags of frozen fruit in my freezer because, as many of you know, I have like 19 fruit trees on my property. So I put in about a small cup here. Now, I know it's got a little bit of icicles on it, but I don't worry about that. It's gonna melt and I throw it in my freezy anyway, my little smoothie anyway. I'm just gonna put this in the microwave on defrost for about a minute or two. So while that's defrosting, we're gonna put in a scoop of low-fat cottage cheese. I know this looks like a really strange thing to put in your drink, but it works really good. Now I'm out of almond milk. I usually prefer almond milk, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of evaporated milk to this, and then I'm gonna put in the juice from my peach and some water. I don't have much in there, maybe a half a cup. All right, my peaches are kind of semi-defrosted. I'm gonna throw those in, just like that. And I'm gonna add a little bit of monk fruit sweetener. About a tablespoon. I don't use a lot because the peaches are picked ripe off my tree and they're just so good. Then I'm gonna be adding about a teaspoon of sugar-free chocolate pudding. You could put in vanilla or whatever flavor you like. I use the chocolate. Just helps to thicken it up a little bit and really make it a really delicious smoothie. And then sometimes I put the PB2 in it. Today I'm not going to. I'm just gonna add some water to this and I'm just gonna give it a blend. And there you go, a delicious smoothie. I buy these boba straws at the Dollar Tree and there you go, breakfast is served. Delicious and so easy, and this is great. You could take it in your car or take it on the road. You're ready to go. So we decided to go out to lunch today, so we're over at Chili's and I'm going to start off with a bowl of chicken enchilada soup, and then I'm also going to be getting a smash burger, but I'm not going to be eating all the bread on it. So here's a bowl of chicken enchilada soup. Looks really good on a cold day. So this is a huge burger, but I actually don't eat any of the bun. I just eat the burger with the cheese and the lettuce, and I am gonna have a couple of fries. So I'll enjoy. So this is kind of what I have left. I basically just ate the insides out of the burger, and then I ate about a third of the fries. I'm gonna leave the rest of them. So that's what I had for my lunch. So I typically eat my main meal about 3 o'clock, but since I had lunch out today at like noon, I already know it's gonna mess up tonight. I'm gonna be eating everything I can find at 6 or 6:30. So I'm gonna put together a really nice I was gonna say keto, but it's not keto. It's just gonna be a nice cabbage casserole. And I'm not gonna add a lot of heavy carb things. The cabbage is going to be our carbohydrates. So let me show you a really nice way to make this where it's a little bit lower calories and I think a little bit healthier for it. So I'm going to start off by cutting up a half of a cabbage. Now I had this cabbage left over from last week And so cabbage actually holds up really good in the refrigerator. If you're a cabbage fan, this is a great thing to eat when you're dieting or when you're looking to put more fiber in your diet. So I try to eat a lot of cabbage. I grew up on it. You know, my mom and my grandparents and everybody in our family made a lot of cabbage, so a lot of cabbage dishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this up. And I want this in kind of bite-sized pieces. So I'm gonna start off by, you know, slicing it, and then I'm just gonna kind of chop it up a little bit, just so that we're able to get this cooked really good. I'm not gonna pre-cook it, I'm just gonna cook it up in the oven. And so let me show you the easiest way to make this. So we've got our cabbage all cut up. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our sauce. So I'm gonna make this a little bit healthier version. I'm not gonna be putting in a lot of extra things. I'm gonna add some cottage cheese. Instead of the mayonnaise, I'm gonna add a little bit of cottage cheese and sour cream. And I'm gonna add some eggs to it as well, but I really want that cottage cheese blended up. So I'm gonna be using 3 eggs. I'm just gonna put those in first because these are gonna be what kind of help break up our cottage cheese. And then we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. I find that's about 1 scoop. Then I'm also gonna add a little bit of sour cream. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I wanna put some in. Again, about a scoopful of sour cream. All right. Now I am gonna go ahead and blend this and see how it blends up with the egg. I may need to put some kind of liquid in it, but at this point, this is what I'm putting in. This will be great. Perfect. I'm just gonna pour this mixture into a bowl. To that, I'm going to add some baking powder. I want to add about a tablespoon of baking powder. And I also want to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. Now these are going to help to thicken this up while it cooks and also make it nice and fluffy. I'm going to be adding some salt and some pepper and just put this in to taste however much you like. Now I also have some of my Homestead Patch herbs. I'm going to add those about a tablespoon. Those are just some herbs out of my garden. Just going to give that a quick whisk. Just get the baking powder and the cornstarch, you know, combined with the liquid. Now the other thing I'm going to add to this is about 1/4 cup of a keto baking mix. Now I'm gonna just use this in substituting it instead of flour. So we're just gonna put a big scoop of that in. And you see, we're just making a nice, fluffy casserole. And this cabbage is gonna bake up. It is gonna be so good. Now to this, I'm also gonna add some Parmesan cheese. About a tablespoon to this. And then I'm going to be adding some sharp cheddar over the top of this. Now we're going to add our cabbage into the bowl. And the reason I'm doing that is that I just want all this cabbage coated with this mixture. And get everything all stirred up. Now for me, I think I'm actually going to add a little bit of 50/50 to this. I want a little bit more liquid inside of it, maybe 1/2 cup. I'm just going to give it a little stir. And as you can see, all the cabbage is mixed together. And at this point, I'm just going to put it, I have an 8x8 pan here. I'm just going to pour this into my 8x8 pan. It's been sprayed. Now we're just going to spread our cabbage all over the pan so it's nice and even, just like that. And then I take a little bit more pepper, but I do put in a little bit more herbs. And then I'm gonna put about a half a cup of cheese right over the top of it. I like sharp cheddar because the flavor goes a long way. All right, now I'm gonna put it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees, and I'm not gonna cover it at this point. I'm just gonna put it in the oven like it is, and I'm thinking it's gonna cook about 40 minutes, but we'll check it in about 20 and see how it's coming along. My cabbage casserole is done, so it's time to give it a try. Came out really beautiful. My whole house smells delicious. So all I'm gonna do is just cut a little piece of this, and a whole cabbage. If you get a nice sized cabbage, it goes a long way. With St. Patrick's Day right around the corner, this is a great thing to add to your menu. All right, let's give our casserole a try. Very hot. Oh, that is so good. Well, that is it for what I eat in a day. Today was kind of a different day because you did see me going out to a normal restaurant, and I just completely do things different than the way I used to. I used to just devour a hamburger and French fries and all that kind of stuff, but I really kind of have to think through things, not to eat too much flour and white bread and sugar and things like that. But anyway, this will do it for me. This is what I eat in a day. This is Monday, and I won't eat again until tomorrow. So thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful if you're starting a diet or you're interested. I've been doing the Trim Healthy Mama now since July 14th, 2024. I've lost a total of 33 pounds. My goal is to lose 60 pounds by this June 2025. I'm halfway there, and I'm still plugging along. I'm going to keep going. I really want to get healthier this year, and this has been my goal over the last year, is really to kind of get some things taken care of and make some positive changes. So if you're interested, I'm going to put the Trim Healthy Mama starter book and the recipe book in my Amazon store. Lots of good stuff in there. Check them out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my videos. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.